Yo guys, I'm HP, this is Dr. Pink, and today's topic is a really cool, steady classic rock guitar riff. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell, and also join the HPCrazy Guitar Academy, blah blah blah. Good, well I'll just show you what I'm going to talk about today. It's really cool. And so on, and then it starts to repeat itself. So it's really a classic rock guitar riff, and the cool thing about this is it's the tempo. It's 100 BPM, and 100 BPM is like of a tempo. It gives this steadiness, you know. And therefore you get this haunting, marching effect in your rock guitar riffs. They have to be really precise. So first exercise to really get this down is put your metronome on 100 BPM or your drum track, and then let me switch off the delay quickly, and then just get these daddies down as nailed as possible, you know. Even the riff is doing more things now. That's the main thing of the whole thing, to get this steadiness. Okay, now let's check out the riff in detail and the tricks to get it sounding as great as possible, and also a few little fill-in ideas for this. I already told you that pre-exercise is as precise as possible, and this is the main thing which goes to the entire riff. But the riff itself is like, it starts with one of these two, so one and two. So you start with the damped E string, then goes to D5 to A5. So one and two, one and two. This distortion is a bit too nasty. Nah, it's better. So one and two, and one and two, and on two end. This comes on three end, one and one and, oh no, this comes on three end. And this one comes on four end, and this one comes on two end, 3, 4, and be as steady as possible. Let's put it together with the track. So that was the first part. And as you saw, my metronome foot was going with the tempo, and really do this with one or 2 feet moving to the beat, and just to be as steady as possible. Now we're going to the second part here. That's this, what I already said, and then it's going to add in some little kicks. Or you could do like this. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So you have a kick on 2 and 1 on 4 and 1 and 2. And here you damp the string. Then you make a slight rotation to get the upper part of the chord. And that's the main thing, and be as steady as possible. Let's do it with the track. So the main thing is be really as steady as possible to get this whole thing pushing, and then it's not really much needed, and these extra kicks just push it even to the next level. Now after this we end up the phrase with a C5, and in this case I'm using the big C5 here with Bore 3355 to G5, the big one here, 3rd fret, 3rd. So and the phrase ends with B7 sharp 9, and the rhythm is a bit special. 1 and 2, 3 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. So we play 8 notes, but there's set in an offset setting. This way it seems like something really cool. And then goes directly back to the riff. So let's do the whole section now. Oh, that was already this one here. Yeah. It starts all over again. The key that this thing really is steady and straight and sharp as a razor blade is your steadiness in the whole thing. So get your foot moving and get this thing really down that your foot never falls out of the beat, and then just go with the steadiness. And I can tell from many students that even this here it's not so easy for everybody. If you've never done this before, it has to be really steady, and try to orientate yourself with the drum and with the snare. When you listen here, you can hear the snare. See, tack. That's what I do when I listen to this. I listen to the snare because rock drummers, at least the ones which play, you know, the mainstream type rock drum, they always have the snare on 2 and 4. You have to be as precise as possible, if the drummer is precise, of course, with the snare, and then you're really extremely tight and it really pushes you. Then you have your steady classic rock riff. That's the big difference. Make your orientation on the snare. Now, if you want to do some fill-ins, that's of course also possible in between. What really works is stuff like a little single note line works cool here. Something like if you do it on 3 and so 1 and 2 and 3, and then one and 2 and 3, and then you have 16 notes, 2 here on 3 and here 1 and 4 here. So 5 7 5 7 5 0. And pull off, and then it resolves perfectly. And that resolves really perfect. Or you can do, instead of doing the chords here, instead of this one, you take this here. And you just do the same technique, but then instead of doing the chord here, you take the upper chord. That's also really cool. Let's see, check that out. And so on. Now we want to come to the soloing, which is really cool. Here's the same thing. When you want to do cool soloing, be as steady as possible. And if you play steady 8 notes or quarter notes through this whole thing, you're already going to sound really cool. I'm going to show you. That's the wrong spot. Works really cool, and if you do some 16 notes in between, you can take this opening phrase and just keep it as steady as possible. And when you mix up the whole thing, it's gonna be cool. Let's do the whole thing now. you guys, maybe this rock riff, this steady classic rock guitar riff is not really new to you guys. I mean, you cannot invent the wheel new, that's of course, but the approach of being really precise and really on the beat, on top, orientate on the snare drum, that's the key to get even the most simple, the most simple rock riffs being sounding as sharp as a razor blade, and that's the main thing which has to be checked out. And I can tell, I mean, I'm playing these riffs many years, and still I find it really intriguing to really sync in with the drum and being as much on the point as possible. That's the key to any rock guitar riff, whatever which genre it is. It has to be really extremely precise, extremely steady, and then they're gonna sound really cool. And of course the technique here on the fretboard has to be good enough that you're able to play this. And I know it looks easy, that's everybody who can play it, there it looks easy, because then all movements are optimized, that you don't have much movement here, then you're really on the point, and that's what I want to teach here. Good. If you want to download this backing track, which I played, of course, plus the tabs of the riff which I just showed, it's available in the HPCrazy Guitar Academy. Please join there and please support the work which me and Dr. Pink are doing for the community with a premium member upgrade, even if you're not a regular visitor of the Academy or you just want to have one tutorial. With your support, the whole thing keeps rolling. I cannot always do only rock or jazz, or has to be a specific thing, because some of you guys like this, some of you that like this. Maybe one day you want to try something else, you know what I mean. Good. Me and Dr. Pink are saying goodbye.